Hey everyone, it is the Angry Honey Badger here, and it is time for Badgers picks for the week of February 17th. We're going to see who's free this week and which 4 of those champions I will recommend. Free this week, it looks like we're going to be getting Aatrox, Blitzcrank, Evelyn, then Ezreal, and Gragas, Quinn, Skarner, Syndra, Twisted Fate, and Wukong. And that's for my first recommendation for this week. Gonna throw that one over to, and hate me later for it, Blitzcrank. I know a lot of people hate when Blitzcrank's in the free rotation because all those hooks, all those grabs. Well, honestly, he's just a good champion right now. There's plenty of other champions with hooks, pulls, and other shenanigans, really. But I think Blitzcrank, like, if you're in a queue for a game and you're really not sure what support you want to team up and you don't really have tons of information, Blitzcrank can actually fill this void fairly well because if you get pushed in lane, you can rip people into your turret, and then late game, if you get a catch and can make it a 4v5 instantly, he's done his job. So the mid game catches, the late game catches, and just the ability to kind of harass oddly in lane makes him really good. If you've never had a chance to play him for real, give him a shot. My next recommendation for this week, gonna be throwing that one out over to Ezreal. I like Ezreal. We've seen him actually a few times lately, mostly in mid lane in the LCS. I know people who like to play him in the mid lane, like to run him as AP. Please do me a favor, don't do that. Play him as normal AD, it works really well. He still is kind of castery anyways, even as AD, and it just, honestly, long run, the damage is better, and it's more consistent. If you miss a little too many things as AP, you're gonna have a bad time. The other problem is, if you fall a little bit behind as AP, he falls really far behind, opposed to AD style. So I like him, whether you're playing him in bot lane or if you want to play him in mid, play him AD, that's the way to do it. It's gonna work out fine, he's super fun to play. My next recommendation for this week, gonna throw that one to the Twisted of the Fates. Twisted Fate hasn't got a ton of play recently, but I think the way that the game's set up right now, there's a lot of importance on getting your ganks to work, especially those early ganks that people have been doing with their junglers. If you want to tag team that with Twisted Fate and ult in on the lane that your jungler's ganking, it's a really easy way to secure kills. Super easy, like 4-man gank in the bot lane, you're gonna pick up a couple kills. Be the Twisted Fate, jump in behind him, throw out a yellow card, get a stun. It works incredibly well. He's also got decent wave clear and poke. He does okay against some of those other long-range AP mids. So if you're looking for someone of this style, you might want to try out Twisted Fate. And that's for my final recommendation for the week. Gonna throw that one over to Syndra. I'm still a big fan of her. I know she received some tweaks and some nerfs a little bit. I still think she does quite well. She clears pretty well. She has some good lane harass if you like the harassment in lane, and she can solo out opponents really well. In comparison, I would say Malzahar is kind of like the similar aspect of Syndra, just because your ultimate's really single target focused, but it does work to that single target incredibly well. So I've always found her very enjoyable to play. If you've never had a chance to play her, honestly, try her out. She's a lot of fun. I think a lot of people think she might be a little complicated at first just because of the way her stun works and the way you gotta line it up, but they've just actually tweaked it to make it a little bit more forgiving. So if you want to try her out this week, now's the time to do it. Those are going to be the champions I'm going to recommend for this week. Let me know what 4 champions you would be playing out of these 4 down below in the comments. Other than that, word to the wise or word of advice, don't play Evelyn. She still isn't good enough. She doesn't do anything in the jungle now. Since they nerfed her in the new jungle changes, she just has a hell of a hard time. So don't play her. It's just not going to go well. Other than that, though, if there's a box around any of these champions right now, it means you can click it and it will take you to a build of some kind for the champion. And it should be fun and dandy. Hopefully you guys have super fun this week playing League. Hopefully patch 5.3 hasn't affected you as much as it has affected me with non-stop 300 ping. But other than that, good luck on the fields of justice.